Sorry about that. Welcome into Pitchfork Lunch. As I am Michael Caratenuto, we are here live on a Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Yes, a lot going on in Sun Devil Nation. Again, follow me on Twitter at Diablos00. Yeah, a lot going on. Obviously, football, getting ready for USC, volleyball and soccer, women's volleyball, women's soccer starting conference play. And women's soccer starting conference play against Oregon State. Volleyball, obviously, Territorial Cup against that team down south. On Thursday, 7 p.m. Conference opener, home opener. It'll be at Mullet Arena. I would say if you have volleyball kids, obviously, bring them out. Of course, if they have a game, kind of tough. But nonetheless, bring them out. Get out there Thursday night, 7 p.m. They will be at Mullet Arena, like I said, and battling, again, that team in the conference from down south. They are 12-0. They have only dropped 3 sets, and that was in the Borderland Classic hosted by New Mexico State and UTEP. They've only dropped 3 sets, and they dropped 1 set each match there in the 3 that they played against UTEP, New Mexico State, and Yeah, who was it? New Mexico State, UTEP, Boise? No, not Boise State. This is going to drive me nuts. I had the schedule totally memorized. And New Mexico State, UTEP, Stephen F. Austin, San Francisco. Dang. I knew it started with an S. My apologies. But yeah, UTEP, San Francisco, and New Mexico State, they dropped one set each to one of them. And look, man, we're going to talk more about it. Again, get into it today too. But just it's a team that, yeah, you go on the road. You've heard me say it. I know it's broken record, but Coach Van Niel didn't have and you've heard me talk about Coach Van Niel and what he's done with the the late schedule, the roster. But I mean, this team coming together every weekend, and yes, they're going to be tested. They were tested. They're going to be tested even more. Like I said, when you look at conference play, it's one of those things where, yes, the Pac-12 has quite a few teams ranked, which is no surprise. And I mean, it's not a surprise. By the way, speaking of volleyball, I'm going to get to this at the end of the show, but Nebraska volleyball set a record with 92,000 in attendance at the football stadium. Now, yes, Nebraska, to their credit, I mean, they've won, national titles. They've been in the national mixed volleyball wise, but they played at the stadium, 92,000 fans in attendance. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, just insanely phenomenal. And yeah, I mean, they're number 2 in the country right now. They're 9-0 behind Wisconsin, who's also 9-0. But when you look at the Pac-12, like I said, Stanford at number 4 nationally. Oregon is at number 6. Washington State at 7. And that is it. Arizona State right outside receiving votes, as is USC, UCLA, and Washington, who all had a very solid non-conference schedule, but results. With Arizona State being 12-0, again, I mean, Iowa State's at 25 at 9-2. Western Kentucky, who wasn't rated, who's been pretty solid. They're 10-4. They're at they're Western Kentucky and Iowa, both Iowa State are both 25, but Kentucky, we saw them lose to Louisville. I mean, they're 2-6. Again, 2-6, 12-0. I get it. They were 21. They lost to Louisville, who's now number 5. Louisville's 9-1 overall. So, I mean, again, ASU keeps doing that. Yes, they're going to face Oregon. Yes, they're going to face Stanford, Oregon, Washington State. But yeah, I suspect, and now they're going to start beating up on each other. We'll see how they do. But I suspect that ASU, USC, and UCLA definitely come into the top 25 at some point. But for Coach Van Niel, look, it is absolutely awesome what he has his team ready. And I mean, they have them ready themselves in a way when you think about it, but he's putting them in the right spots. I mean, the rotation's good from the service line. They've been solid. But yeah, I mean, it's very exciting, and you have to get out there. Thursday night, 7:00. Sunday is they're going to honor 50 years, celebrating 50 years of Sun Devil volleyball, which is huge. And the fact that, again, they're playing UW, again, another very good team. And again, looking ahead, you got to play the games. It'll be very tough, but they win both of these. I don't see how they're not in the top 25 next week. And yeah, you go 14-0 to start your season. That, I know, fans, to overstate the obvious is huge, but kind of hard to keep somebody out of the top 25 on that. So I'm looking very forward to that. I know you guys can't tell whatsoever at all. But when you look at it, it's one of those things where you can't get ahead of yourself. And I know Coach definitely probably doesn't have to preach that message too much, but again, they're confident, they're excited, as they should be. And again, it's one of those things where short-term memory, like I talked about yesterday in all sports, is one of those things where what was I going to say? If they get out to a good start, pardon me, sorry, just thinking, organizing it. But no, he hasn't focused, and they're not going to take, obviously, anybody for granted. Yes, it's at a conference, but once you get into conference play, the Pac-12 play, it is hugely different. So again, we'll get more into that. Also, soccer opening up, women's soccer, again, everybody opening up conference play, but they're opening up against Oregon State this Friday night at Sun Devil Soccer Stadium. And go out there, man. Look at what they've done. I talked about what Coach Winkworth has done with their defense. With what he's done with their defense. And it's one of those things where their defense is definitely dictating the pace and the play of the game. So to me, that is again absolutely awesome. And having played center mid, but just loving defense and like working the ball. Again, if somebody is attacking, they get a shot, whether it's in goal. And I have to give her their goalie credit is what I was going to say, is because and it's not that Pauline Nellis can't, but she's looking to start the counterattack, and she's literally usually throwing the ball out, rolling it out to one of her outside backs, and they're getting forward, quickly, trying to, again, like I said, working through midfield. Yes, The offense has been a little bit, slower to come along, Coach Winkler says, but Nell's obviously quite a few clean sheets. And then, Gabby Rennie, even last game against Colorado College, I mean, you see her, influence on this team and just like the speed, getting outside, obviously pushing the other team's defense back, but, either taking a shot, serving the ball up. So it's coming. But the fact that you lock in and you play that kind of defense, only giving teams one opportunity. Yes, rebounds are tough, but very rarely, even if it doesn't go all the way to Nels and it's knocked around, they're at least clearing it out to make, the offense reset. The defense can kind of, slide back in and reset, get to where they need to be. But it's exciting. And again, going into conference play with a 5-1-3 record, their only loss to Texas Tech, a 1-0 loss. Again, playing a lot of defense. Texas Tech scored in the 73rd minute of that game, but they're producing clean sheets. They're making teams. They're definitely making teams. Yeah, they're making teams just kind of do their thing. And, so, I mean, they're making teams work really hard. And that's in soccer. I mean, again, you think like, oh, well, teams shouldn't get a rebound. Obviously, a lot of those shots are coming in with pace. You hit it to somebody, even if a defender maybe, has their player marked and knocks it down. It's one of those things where it can ricochet to a person and they get the shot, but they're just, again, they're playing it cleanly. You can say obviously fielding it cleanly and getting rid of the ball, getting it out of, harm's way. And even when shots have gone on Nelson, I mean, she's been right there. Again, 3 clean sheets, I want to say, only the 1 loss, 3 draws. And it's encouraging. It's going to be tough. Like I said, Pac-12 play is going to be tough. They did go to the tournament last year. I know Coach would like to extend that into this year. So again, Friday night, 7 p.m., get out there. You can go to the sundevils.com. It's got the schedule up, everything. So yes, Sun Devil Nation, Pitchfork Lunch fans, let's get out there and support the women on Friday night. And then Saturday night, yes, USC is coming to town, the 5th ranked team in the nation. Will be here. And USC, the 5th ranked team in the country, guys. And they are definitely going to be tough. Again, it's been a mass unit for the Sun Devils. We all know that. And got to get out there. Again, triple header on Fox. The reigning Heisman Trophy winner, Caleb Williams, will be here. We'll hear from Coach Dillingham later in the show. And it's one of those things where if you're ASU, and we'll hear from we'll have some sound from Jalen Conyers too. If you're ASU, again, it's not that, again, bad team, but yes, they have been decimated by the injury bug. There's some updates out of practice to see players practicing, Coach Dillingham being more involved in the offense than Anthony wasn't before, but just in the offense today. And And, he just said he feels it needs, his attention, but he also goes on to say where else he would be if it needed. But we'll hear that in a little bit. Also from Jalen Conyers, obviously he missed last week, but he's practicing today. Got to talk to him after practice and just his thoughts on obviously where the team is, taking on USC, obviously familiar with Lincoln Riley. But yeah, it's number 5's coming in, guys. And that is absolutely huge. Yes, we all do know that, but it would be great to shock the world, as many would say. So that is all coming up here on Pitchfork Lunch. But I'm going to step aside when we get back. Yes, we'll dive into football. We'll hear some sound thoughts that I saw out of practice today, all that good stuff. So don't go too far. Again, I'll be back with more Pitchfork Lunch. All right, back here on Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Carragino at Diablo00 on Twitter is where you can find me. Also, you can check the show out live there, live on Facebook. And yes, on YouTube. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C005 on YouTube. Subscribe. Like the broadcast, all that good stuff. Check it out. If you can't join us from 12 to 1, for Pitchfork Lunch, you're eating lunch, getting a lot of Sun Devil Nation updates, then you can go back and watch the replay. Also coming soon, have a call scheduled today, but neither here nor there, but on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network, Internet Radio. You can go to Casual, KAZUAL, Sports with a Z, SPORTZ.com. When you go to that page, you'll see it says download the app. Download the app, because then if you're driving around, again, yes, I want you to watch, but no video, focus on the road, but you can take the show with you anywhere you go. And a lot of obviously other great programs on KSRN as well. So we will get that all figured out. And we will get that all figured out. It's taking a minute. And yes, sometimes with, I don't know, just random technology, it happens. Yesterday, if you watch the show, I should have led with that. I'm sorry. So in the middle, the studio just reset. Don't know why. You have no clue why. And then it came back and it was really weird. I didn't. And again, it's not like I'm sitting there, how can I hit buttons and drive things crazy? But that being said, again, apologies for that if you saw it. But yes, yesterday's show, that was really weird. So again, working on to knock on wood. Hopefully that doesn't happen today. But so far, so good. Everything's smooth. Yeah, so Kenny Dillingham at practice today. Again, guys are, I mentioned before the break, Jalen Conyers was out there practicing. Drew Pine was practicing. So he, it's good to see that. Obviously, Jacob Conover got a lot of snaps, and, we'll hear from Jalen Conyers too when I asked him about, his thoughts of how, when Jacob came in the game, not from his play, but how he seemed leadership wise. But Coach Dillingham, again, he touched on all this, and it's good to see. And obviously the matchup with USC, it's only Tuesday, but first day of, on Sundays they'll usually watch film as a team, and then Monday coach has this thing, Monday's an off day. But yeah, back on the practice field. So without further ado, here's Coach Dillingham.
So, Kenny, we saw you out there calling plays today. Can you just give us any thoughts about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just, I think we need a little bit of a boost. So I'm going to do whatever I think can help us get a little bit of boost of energy out here. And, so today I was a little bit more involved in offense than I have been, just to try to, get us going and get us out of a little bit of a rut we're in.
Will that apply for the game as well?
Yeah, I mean, probably, just because I'm just trying to get us into a little bit of a rhythm. So, I mean, I don't know exactly how it's going to play out, to be honest. It's just one of those deals where I'm just trying to get our guys to a rhythm, and me as the head coach, whenever I'm more involved in the side of the ball, they're going to feel a sense of urgency. So I'm just trying to get more involved in that side of the ball this week to try to feel that sense of urgency to try to get us something sparked.
Hey, how good was it to have Drew back out there from practice?
Yeah, it was good. It was really nice. It's good stuff.
I'm surprised that he bounced back so quick.
Yeah, I mean, I think our guys work really hard and they care. So, I mean, when you work hard and care, you're probably going to bounce back sooner than you anticipated.
What's the biggest challenge against USC Saturday offensively?
They're really, really good. So that's the biggest challenge is they have, unbelievable players all over the field. Every spot is an unbelievable player. So there is no real weakness of these football teams. So the challenge is you have to play a game that is clean. You have to make them earn every yard. You can't give them MAs to give them free plays. They have to earn it, and they're going to make some spectacular plays because they have really good players, right? You've just got to weather the storms, continue to play good defense, and you'll get them on the field.
Any thoughts of it being like the last time you guys will be playing them?
No. I'm not like a sentimental person like that at all. We go to get better every day. Every single day, we're just going to show out here. We're going to get better. We're going to compete. We're going to get better again. We're going to compete. We're going to get better again. We're going to compete. And eventually, right, the people will like what they see. He actually threw the ball better than he has in the past. I think, game weeks, his release was a lot higher than he showed in the past. He was getting on top of a lot of his throws, which was clean. So I thought he had a really good day.
And then obviously with, him not getting a ton of snaps last week, it's tough to get thrown into a game like that. But when you went back and looked at the film, what are some of the good things you saw from him?
I thought he did a nice job with the plays that he kind of knew with the spring and the beginning of fall camp. The game plan stuff was a little bit more difficult, not getting the reps. So that was the challenge, I would say. But I thought he did a really nice job with the plays that were there. We just got to not press a quarterback. And like I said, I think that's 100% my fault for going to the game with multiple quarterbacks. We put too much pressure on them to make big plays. And I put that 100% on me and not the players, not the kids. And I'm going to get that fixed.
As part of all of this, maybe calling plays on Saturday, how much different might a play sheet look?
Identical. Really identical. Everybody thinks a little bit different, so there may be a little bit of a different thought processes going into this game than another game, but identical. Coach Baldwin and I are on the same page, right? This isn't about who's calling the plays. This is about me getting more involved in the side of the ball right now that needs more attention, right? If our defense was struggling, I would do the same thing defensively. If our special teams were struggling, I'd be way more involved in special teams. This is just me saying, okay, we need a bump in offense. So where can I go help the team right now? I can go help them focusing all my energy on offense right now, and that's really what that is. Nothing more than that.
Okay, what's the collective bounce back or collective mindset look like from the guys out there today?
They want to compete, man. There's no quit. And that's what I said after the game, man. I was proud of them. It's not the result we wanted. Nobody's happy. If you read the Twitter veer and all that stuff, right? You can get caught in a world of agony, right? Who really cares what they think, right? All that matters is you go out and get better every single day. That's all you can do. So the response is clean. To get better today, because that's literally, I say it over and over again, but that is literally all we talk about. The fans and the fact that this game is so publicized make people wrapped up in the wins and the losses. You have to be able to channel the wins and the losses out and focus on the process. If you focus on the process long enough, the bamboo will grow.
Playing in a nationally televised game against the fifth-ranked team in the country, how do you deal with that mentally with the guys?
I haven't even talked about it. Go play the game. It's football is football. Go execute. Go do what we got to do.
Are you able to give us any updates on anybody that might be coming back this week?
So obviously Drew has a chance, probably will return this week. He feel better. There's a chance Cade Briggs can return. Small chance, not getting reps right now, but there is a chance he can return. Clayton Smith is doubtful right now, but to say he's out is not accurate, but very, very doubtful from that standpoint. Trenton is very, very doubtful. But obviously, when you're dealing with injuries that are like ankles and like tweaks, some kids grow and respond faster than others, and some kids have a higher pain tolerance to kind of deal with things and function, and positions affect that. So we won't really know until we get to Thursday, Friday. But those are the guys that could potentially. And then Antonio Cooper is back. Anthony Cooper is back. I can't remember what I said, Antonio. Anthony Cooper is back this week.
Those Conyers.
He'll be back this week as well.
Who's in charge of the playlist today?
The playlist? I don't know. But I think, it's, Heritage Month, so we were trying to, get into it.
Guys good? Players are over there.
And there you see Coach Dillingham, and they asked about the playlist because the music playlist, that is, and that's very different. It's different, each week, but yeah, it's definitely had a little salsa effect to it. So no complaints from me. I was a big fan, but nonetheless. But you heard him there. I mean, again, guys coming back, and the question is asked, and again, he's like, I don't care about anybody else but my team. I do not care about anybody else but my team. And from the nostalgic standpoint, yeah, maybe after the season, you think about, before you're getting ready for, next year, and obviously the schedule going into the Big 12. But yeah, last time playing SC in the Pac-12, and I mentioned that, I don't know if I mentioned on the show, but I was going to the game on Saturday, listening to the radio broadcast. It was one of those things. The radio pregame was huge, and it's one of those things where they were talking about how what was it? How did he against USC, that when they first came into the Pac-10, that ASU in a 10-year span was the only team that had a winning record against USC early on. So the early memories of the Pac-10 to the end of the Pac-12, and then now, of course, after this year, of course, when they have the deepest conference this year, top to bottom, with the ranked teams, because you have SEC, Big Ten, I don't want to hear it when your teams are ranked. Oh, blah, 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 our conference, and even for teams not blah, blah, blah. So top to bottom, Pac-12, deepest conference quarterback-wise, the best quarterback conference in the nation, hands down. Now, there's quarterbacks at schools that are good. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying top to bottom, best quarterback conference in the nation this season. Hear what I'm saying. You people listen to Jimmy's music. You don't hear Jimmy. You need to hear Jimmy on this. Hear the music. I'm not saying all time. This year, Pac-12 quarterbacks, deepest conference, top to bottom, and it's not even close. Not even close. Now, are there other standout quarterbacks in the country? Hell yes. So, not denying that. But in their conference, they stick out more because they're not in this phenomenal quarterback conference. So, and speaking of quarterbacks, well, he's a tight end. He's a tight end, but like I did said, we caught up with Jalen Conyers too, who was, pardon me, back at practice today. After last week couldn't play, but he'll touch on that and just, talk about team's morale and where they're at, where he's at. And, again, you can expect a team that's going to fight, but without further ado, here is Jalen Conyers.
It sucked to not be able to help my team as much as I could, but that's why I rehab my butt off to get back this week because we have a big game, and I didn't want to miss this one. And I wasn't going to miss this one, even if I was a little bit more banged up than I was. So I'm excited to be back.
How do you guys stay up as a group when so many people are hurt?
I think it's just like control what we control. I mean, you can't control injuries, you can't control what happens. All you can do is prepare and trust the guy that behind them is going to get the job done. So we have a lot of young guys that are having to step up right now, and I think they're doing a great job. Our scout team is we're pretty depleted just in terms of scout and stuff like that, but guys are coming out here fighting every day and practicing their butt offs for us. So the least we could do is everybody work hard as a group collectively, and I think that's just something that Dilly brought with this culture is like this is a team. This isn't just a group of guys that are like whatever about each other. Like we care about everyone gets injured, but we know it's time for the next guy to step up.
You ever been a part of a situation a rash of injuries like this?
No, I haven't. Man, I mean, even me being injured, I'm not really used to that either. And I mean, I know I take a bunch of hits, but it's just one of those things. I mean, it's college football. It happens. Injuries happen. Everything can snowball in a hurry. But I think we're doing a great job in the training room. There's a lot of guys in the training room right now, just even getting rehab or if even not getting that, just any nicks and bangs, like they're trying to get better. So I think we're doing a great job of trying to prevent it right now. But it just is what it is. So we're just going to take it and move forward.
Does adversity like this bring teams together, Jalen?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, it makes it more fun. We get to go play USC on Saturday with a team that's pretty banged up. Like, how fun would it be to go say that, like, oh, this is a team that's beat up, that was hurt, and we went and beat, one of the top 5 teams in the country. So, that's kind of just our mindset. We're in the conference play now. That's what's important. This is the games that really matter to us, considering everything going on. So, we're excited to get back out there, even if we are banged up. But we'll be ready to go.
Does this feel like a thing for you where it's going to be hard to ever get back to 100% this fall?
No, I think we'll be good. I think,
you individually,
me,
injury,
I'm good. I mean, shoot, I'd play at 50. I'm going to make it to where y'all couldn't tell. So, I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I mean, I felt good running out here today and moving around and getting back going again. So, a lot of it's going to get my conditioning back up. So, I'm going to be running a little bit extra just to, get that back. But other than that, I feel good. I'm ready to go. Last week I wanted to, when everyone was getting hurt, I asked the doctor if I could go suit up at halftime, and he told me no. So, but I saw a couple other guys got to, but I didn't get to. So, I'm excited to be back this week for sure.
And then when you talk about obviously the next guy up, but to see, Jacob come in a situation like that, both guys go down. Just what do you think of? It's tough for him. What do you think of his performance? Was he calm? How did he seem?
Yeah, I mean, he did a great job of fighting. At the end of the day, I mean, he's this is not. He's going to be ready to go regardless. But when you're the third string quarterback, you're not necessarily thinking you're going to get to go in a game. So, he did a great job. Obviously, he didn't get any. He didn't get a lot of reps in practice. So, that's a part of it. So, he tried the best he could. Obviously there were some turnovers. How many turnovers do we have? 8. Yeah, golly, if we better never have that many again. But that was crazy. But again, he did a great job. He did a great job leading as well, coming to the sideline, letting us know, like, offense is going to be okay. So going into this week with a banged up quarterback situation, just everything going on, he's done a great job of leading, and not only that, just going and getting more reps and getting in the film. Like he was in the film room Sunday, already watching USC tape. So I think whoever's back there, whoever's healthy on Saturday, will be back there, be ready to go. But it's been good. He's done a great job.
Is there any extra juice being that it is USC?
For me, yeah, absolutely. But I think just in general, it's our first conference game. You're playing the number 5 team in the country. They're coming to your house, so I think it's just one of those times that gives us like, why not? Like, why not go shock the world? So, it's definitely exciting for all of us. For me personally, obviously, I'm going against my old staff that even got me into college football in the first place. So it definitely means a lot to me to go in this game and have a good game. So I'm excited for what the game plan is and everything. So yeah, it's gonna be really fun.
And that was Jalen Conyers. You heard that, like I mentioned in the beginning of the show. He was familiar, obviously, with Lincoln Riley because he started at Oklahoma. He had transferred to ASU from Oklahoma, but they obviously recruited him. He had went there. He knows the staff. So, yeah, of course, he's going to be a little more fired up. So he says, he goes, does it mean more? And he's like, well, to me, because, he knows that coaching staff obviously had the faith in him, but and saw the potential, but he transferred. Now Coach Riley and a lot of those guys are at USC. So looking for obviously, bounce back week. And like you said, the 8 turnovers. I mean, I talked about it yesterday. Like you have to try really hard to have 8 turnovers in the game. Like I almost likened it to, and again, my sister taught high school for years. I have a lot of friends that are teachers, not really on, but I'm saying in like through elementary school, middle school, high school, you have to try harder to fail than you do to pass. Like put effort in, do work, you shall pass. Do none and you shall not pass. It's one of those things. No, I sound like Gandalf. Anyway, but that being said, but yeah, I mean, you talk about it. I mean, for Conover to come in, that's why I asked him that. Like, and he said what a lot of people know, like you're not getting, a ton of reps, obviously being, third quarterback, fourth quarterback. Like you're not. Yes, you're doing scouts team stuff, 7-on-7 stuff, individuals, you're getting, that, but 11-on-11, not really seeing too many snaps. And that's, of course, unfortunately, the job description and the challenge all balled into one. So, but yeah, from a leadership standpoint, I mean, I got over there a teeny bit late, but I heard him kind of talking towards the end of his availability, Jacob Conover. And he's just like, just got to be thankful for the opportunity, got to lead the team and, execute, what the coaches want done. And, he has that maturity about him. And that is definitely something to lean on. Then people say the maturity, if you're leaning on that, but it leads to, again, not getting rattled. Yes, you have to run the offense. And like I said, Drew Pine was out there today. Again, we'll see more tomorrow. I'll let you know how practice goes. We'll see more tomorrow. And if, he does have to start and go, at least it'll, again, the confidence grow a little more because he is getting more snaps. Now, Trenton Bourget was out at practice too today. He did have his, he didn't do too much, but he was out there. So again, I don't think, and coach said it, you heard him at the end, we'll see like certain guys right now, they're this, to playing, but by, Thursday, Friday, they'll know a lot more. So yeah, that's where they're at. And it's, again, a good day of practice, and that's a other job for coaches. I mean, I saw Coach Ward, again, defensive coordinator, just fiery when the defense was working on some stuff and he's getting into it. Obviously, after 3 games, yes, not the start that anybody's looking for. And we did say, and I'm not talking because I'm not talking out of both sides of the mouth. I rip on people. Those of you that know me, see me on the sports arena, see me on Pac-12 preview, even this show. I'm not talking on both sides of my mouth. Coaches aren't mailing, and the energy is still there. It's not an excuse. And this defense, the way they play, they're going to have their hands full. And I'll talk more. I'm going to talk with Coach Ward tomorrow. So we'll talk more defense tomorrow. But yeah, they're going to have their hands full. Obviously, you got the reigning Heisman Trophy winner and Caleb Williams coming to town. An offense that is very, very good, very tough to defend. Like Coach Dillingham said, they're going to make good plays. You have to weather the storm. You have to weather the storm. They have very good players. They're going to make some big plays. Stick to your assignment, to what you know. Don't get rattled and go from there. So, yeah, good hearing from Coach Dillingham out at practice, and obviously Jalen Conyers back out on the field as well. So, yeah, I am, again, looking forward to it. It's always fun when, SC and their as we always like to say at ASU, their entitled fans come to town. I said that years ago when I was there, and again, still like to, poke at them. But nonetheless, atmosphere and student section, please don't be pathetic. For those of you that aren't, you know who you are. You stay till the end, even when it's tough. You stay till the end. And there's a good portion of you that do. But the other ones, again, and the ones that see this, they'll get the most mad. Because they're getting the most mad because they leave. Oh, well, blah, blah. You're already there at the game. Anything going on after the game, anything going on at halftime, is still going to be going on after the game. And you're probably not going to get to where you're going until after the game. Nonetheless, let's go, man, student section. You got to ball out. Number 5 team in the nation's coming here. Do not leave early. Even if they're down, don't leave early. Give them that support. Always just make it loud and frustrating for the Trojans is what I got to say about that. So I'm going to take a quick break. When we get back, we'll talk a little more volleyball. Again, they are hosting Arizona, so we will step aside real quick, but talk women's volleyball, the 12-0 Ladies Sun Devils under first-year Sun Devil head coach JJ Van Niel. A lot of experience, but we'll talk volleyball coming up on the other side. All right, back here on Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Carrick, at Diablo00. You can check it out live on Twitter there, at Diablo00 on my Facebook, and yes, on YouTube. You go to my YouTube channel, subscribe. Again, like the videos. If you can't watch live, again, can't enjoy lunch doing this as we, again, tear around Sun Devil Nation, go through it, what's coming up game-wise, what players are doing, players of the week, all that good stuff when it comes out, having players on, coaches on, all that great stuff. It is all here. So again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. M is in Michael, V is in Victory, C005. Subscribe, like the videos. You can always go back, of course, watch the replay. And then coming soon, I know I've been saying it, but we're working through it, coming soon on KSRN Internet Radio, the Casual Sports Radio Network. Go to their website, KAZUAL, sports with a Z, SPORTZ.com, casualsports.com, and you can download the app. So you're in the car. Again, of course, I want you to watch, but I don't want you to not watch the road, obviously. So you can listen everywhere you go. Again, we're going to start doing the show out and about. So we'll be out somewhere. Come and you can check it out, but you'll be able to listen anywhere you go. And I'll let you know again, once we start doing it out and about, where I'm going to be. You can come out, hang out, talk Sun Devils, all that good stuff here on Pitchfork Lunch. So once again, got it all for you here. So just many avenues to check it out. But volleyball, like I said, yes, they are undefeated, and they face U of A on Thursday in their home opener, kicking home season off, 50th anniversary of volleyball. And look, I got to tell you, it's a team that has done quite well. To overstate the obvious, I know, making it simple for you, making the midterm exam simple. How have they done? They've done well. They're 12-0. And I mean, it all started with the Florida Gulf Coast Invitational, where they beat Florida Gulf Coast, St. John's, and Ole Miss. And then the Borderland Invitational, UTEP, San Francisco, New Mexico State, got rid of them. The Lumberjack Classic, North NAU, Boise State, and Stephen F. Austin, beat all them. And then Memphis, Little Rock, and Southern Miss last week. So that is where they are at. Now they face Arizona. And in the home opener Thursday, like I said, 7 p.m. local time, get your butts out there, support this team, because it's paramount. I mean, they got off to a great start at a conference. You can figure, okay, they win the first 3, then maybe they'll drop 1, but nope. They won the first 12. So, but conference play, I can't overstress it enough. It is the Pac-12. It is huge. And And when we look at the standings real quick in the in women's volleyball in the Pac-12 again, well, Colorado conference-wise is so far they're the only ones that have played a conference game, and they played. How can they have played a conference game if they're 1-0 and everybody else is 0-0? But they do take on Utah this Thursday as well, and ASU takes on Arizona. But yeah, so we have, again, if you look at it, you have ASU at 12-0, Cal at 11-0, Oregon and Washington State both at 10-1, Washington at 9-2, UCLA at 8-2, Colorado at 8-3, Stanford at 7-2, USC at 6-4, Oregon State, Utah are at 5-5, and then Arizona is at 5-6. So again, they will be looking to they will definitely be looking to spoil the Sun Devils home opener. Let's be honest. We all know that as they volleyball wise, as they look forward, again, of course, rivalry, and yeah, they want to win every Pac-12 game, but yeah, they of course want to ruin it for the Sun Devils, pardon me. But yeah, I mean, if Arizona would want to do that, and when we look at let's see. I mean, you look at a team, Sophia Maldonado Diaz. That's what I was going to, sorry. I knew it was a Sophia that led them. I mean, she has 138 kills to lead the team. Right behind her is Jalen Hodge, who has 134 kills, and those two are pretty much the offense. Yes, Jordan Wilson does have 87, so they're giving her. But then you look at Elena Johnson with 55 kills. So, 12 kills a set. They have 499 on the season. Serving wise, Sophia Maldonado Diaz and Anna Heath are tied with 12 aces each. They have 51 aces. Anna Heath, their libero, actually has 106 digs to lead the team on the season. But yeah, I mean, they're 5-6, and when you look at their schedule and who Arizona's played real quick, so they played in the Cactus Classic, which they hosted. So yes, they have got to play home games. They lost to UC Davis in 4, lost to North Carolina in 5, but then beat Pacific in 4. And then they played in the GCU tournament hosted by Grand Canyon, so not going crazy too far from Tucson. They lost to Iowa State in 4. They beat Long Island University. They beat LIU, Long Island University in 3, and then they beat Grand Canyon in 5. So taking 2 out of 3 there. And then the Wisconsin tournament, they lost 3-0 to Miami and 3-0 to Wisconsin, and then 3-0, who's, I know I told you, remember what 4 in the nation right now. But they lost to them in 3, and then they lost to the Hurricanes in 3 as well, and that was in Madison. And then they played in the Wildcat Classic, which they hosted, and they lost to Long Beach State, and then they beat New Mexico State 3-1. Oh, there's a common opponent because ASU beat them as well. And then they lost to – they lost to Long Beach State in 3, and then they beat New Mexico State in 4, and then beat Alabama State in 3. So, yeah, they have ASU coming up in Tempe, and then they return home Sunday. They take on – I know Washington's here to play ASU, obviously, and then the Cougars are down in Tucson taking on the Cats. So it is a team that, yes, I mean, when you look at, the record, and they've definitely had their challenges, it's one of those things where this U of A team can be had. And rivalry game, obviously somebody like, Levinska and Sear do not want anything to do with not losing to U of A. And obviously, being a returner and the season that she's having, they're going to focus on her. Defensively, yes, that's who the Devils have to focus on as well. So, I mean, they are undefeated. They are taking on Arizona. All right, time is up. I'm going to get out of here. So, again, follow me on Twitter at Diablo00. Questions, thoughts, concerns, banter, whatever you want to do. Again, we can go back and forth. Let's keep it civil. Let's not be, keyboard warriors and all that good stuff. Let's have fun with it. Hey, you're going to point out things I won't like. I'll talk about it because it's, true. But we got to focus on the grand realm of everything. So, yes, here on Pitchfork Lunch, that's what we do. Again, follow me on Twitter at Diablo00. Subscribe to the YouTube page, M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C005. Subscribe. Like the videos. 12 to 1 every day. We will be here. So I'm going to get out of here. Everybody have a great Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow on Wednesday. And yes, as always, Sun Devil Nation, you know it. Forks up.
Cherry's three. Johnny Walker matching up against control. His shot. Bruce score. They score. They tie the game up 2-2. Some drives out for Robbie Ryan. Her three right on the money. This is Taya Hansen for three. The other side of the rim with a pretty reverse. Wow.